Hey everyone, this is the maiden voyage of a rocket that I've designed to try and carry a lander to the moon, which is then capable of getting back up and getting back into orbit, docking with the ship, transferring the crew back, and bringing everyone home, whilst leaving a lander in orbit of the moon, which I can grab later and use in missions going forward. But before I can do that, I've got to get it there. So to do that, I've lined up the moon in the sky where I need to be, which is awesome, unlike nighttime launches. And I'm turning on SAS and RPF thrusters, full throttle, and ignition in 3, 2, 1. Okay, we're up. I'm now going to turn on maneuver mode and just want to keep an eye on this fuel tank here. So keeping an eye on that. I'm 1,500 metres above the ground, start banking forward and turning on. And I want to make sure that I try and stay on a heading of 90 degrees as much as possible. So that will save the amount of fuel I need to get to the moon. If they drift too far left or right. Fuel's looking good. Good and stable. Bank over a bit more. Start on the road. Get back onto 90, 89, 90 degrees. Come on, get back on there. Gonna lose fuel in the solid rocket, should be. You're gonna lose fuel in the second solid rocket shortly. And now I'm going to carry all of that up with me until I run out of fuel. The top rocket, fuel tank, which I'm still carrying with me. Okay, I'm about to run out of fuel. Fingers crossed this doesn't hit anything. Okay, it hits. I lost 2 engines. That's alright. That's okay, I've lost 2 engines, but I reckon I'm going to have enough thrust to still get this done. I do wish I didn't lose those 2 engines. Okay, I'm going to keep this burn going until I have an apoapsis of about 200,000 kilometres. 200,000 kilometres, 200 kilometres. Just bringing the course back onto 90. Okay, when that hits 200, I'm at 181, 182. Bringing the course back onto 90 degrees. start slowing down. Okay. I definitely felt the loss of these two engines in that. But that's okay. I think I've got enough fuel to do this. Turning off RCS thrusters. And are they still full? Yes, they're still full. Beautiful. Okay, I'm going to accelerate full ball and see if I can't round out my orbit now. I've got to get quite a lot of speed yet. The trick to staying in orbit above any planet or moon is to just simply fall sideways fast enough you never hit them. That's what I'm trying to do now, is accelerate fast enough sideways that I don't fall down. Because as it is, I'm still falling back to Earth at the moment. I just need to get myself a bit faster. I'm just trying to get a little bit closer to my apo. I'm going to punch it again, because I don't want my apoapsis to grow out too much further if I can help it. Oh, it's gonna start rounding out. I've got 300 kilometers to push it for a circular orbit. 275 kilometers. Yes, I should get a circular orbit from this stage and potentially even have some fuel left. Some people like to look at the... I prefer to look down here at these numbers. These numbers tell me everything I need to know. Shortly, I'll be able to tell you that I will be in orbit. Once my periapsis hits about 100 kilometers, I am very, very safe in orbit. Okay. Decided I'm going to push my apo out to 300. Okay, now speed up time. we're going to speed up time. There we go. Okay, and we're just heading around. And speed up time until we're about a minute away from our apoapsis, and we're going to just do a very slow burn to try and round this out. If you have a look, our orbit is not very circular at the moment. Okay, 7 minutes, 6 minutes, 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes. Slowing the time walk down a little bit. 2 minutes. Okay, I'll just stop there because I'm gonna burning on the RCS, which takes a little bit more time, but saves me a lot more fuel. Where I need it to be. Speed the time back up till we get to about 45 seconds away. And in there. And just a very slow burn. Man, I bet the guys at fucking SpaceX and NASA wish they had the control over those engines I've got, hey? That's just insane that you can do that. Right. So now we have a beautiful round, a beautiful round circular orbit, like that. And let's have a look. Okay, we have a 0.8 degree correction to make here, so add maneuver. So we're going to start making our correction there. Okay, so now that I've made my maneuver to correct my inclination, I've got 10 minutes to get my ship pointing at the new maneuver mark, which is going to be over here. Okay, now that we have it pointing where we need to be, I have a 2-second burn to make in 10 minutes. But my hip is hurting and I need a poop, so I'm going to let that just play there for now, so for a few minutes. And I encourage everyone to just enjoy the view. Float around space, it never gets old. Okay, I'm back. And we still got 7 minutes, so let's just speed this up a little bit. There we go. 5 minutes. 4, 3, 2 minutes. In 30 seconds, we have a 2-second burn coming up. Now what we want to do is start our burn. If it's a 2-second burn, we want to half that, which is 1 second, and we want to start our burn about 1 second before the node. So 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, ignition, off. Delete that maneuver. And now we have got a 0-degree inclination. What is inclination, people ask? So, inclination is our orbit around the planet parallel with the moon's orbit around the planet. Because, see my mouse? I could be orbiting around the planet this way at 90 degrees to the orbit of the moon around the planet, and that makes transferring my ship from the planet to the moon very, very, very inefficient on fuel. So we want to remove the inclination first. And that's done. So I'm going to save it, eh? Alright, so I'm going to save it there. Alright, so far this is going okay. I'm a bit devil lost those 2 rockets, to be honest. It's a bit amateur hour, but I can live with it. Now, right, how are we going? So next thing we want to look at is here. That's the moon, that's where we want to go. Now you can see the moon's orbit is darker on the left than it is on the right. The dark shows you where it's coming from. The darker it is, the more recent it was there. So as it obviously tapers off, that's just where it's going. So we know it's heading around this way. I want to capture into orbit in front of it or behind it, depending. For this instance, I'm going to come and actually capture in behind it and come in around that way and just use some of the moon's energy itself to try and slow me down. To do that, we have to place another maneuver. Whack it in here. Because how maneuvers work in space is your circle will always grow opposite to where you place your maneuver. So if I place it here, my orbit is going to grow from here out to here. And it's just a bit of a guessing game, but I want to try and place my orbit so that in the time it takes for me to travel out to here, which is, you know, could be weeks, months, years, depending on how far you're traveling in space, but you have to intercept, and you have to be at that point in time, you have to be at a certain point in time at a certain time in space to capture into the gravity of the object you're capturing into. I'm not making any sense. I know what I'm doing, but so next thing we do is we want to prograde burn. So we're burning prograde to push our orbit out bigger. And as that gets bigger, you'll see it's going to capture into the moon. Okay. So as that grew, we got new information here, closest approach. So that's where I'm going to be when the moon is there. So we want to now, oops, not prograde anymore. I can't remember the names of this stuff, I have it all written down. So you got prograde, retrograde, and then you've got periapsis, no, blue one. I'll work it out later. And you want to rotate. So it's basically rotating your orbit around its axis so that we bring those two icons that have been created closer together, because we want our spaceship to be as close to the moon as we can when they meet. So now we're bumping that up and bringing prograde back. Bumping that up. Prograde back. Bumping it up. Prograde back. Bumping it up. Okay. And then from here, we're actually going to bring this down because that's a massive adjustment. And we're going to now just move our maneuver point along. Oops, wrong way. So we're moving our maneuver point where we actually have our maneuver positioned. I'm going to try and see if we can't get everything here a little bit closer. I've got 28 minutes to still muck around on this. Oi! Okay, so I want to come over and have a look at the moon now, it's just easier. Okay, so now we're looking at the moon. So as it is, if I was to make this burn, I'm going to capture into the moon, and I'm going to have a closest distance of 970 close, like so that, but we want to get that closer, and we want to be in front of the moon. So opening up the maneuver again. And just by manipulating different parts of the maneuver, we want to see if we can flip our periapsis so that's in front of the moon. And you will get used to how all these different tools change the shape and direction of your maneuver. It's just familiarity. And you want to do it with the shortest burn time as possible, because the more fuel you use to get there, the more fuel you've got to use to slow down. So we can see now that that orbit is now completely changed. so now that I'm in front of the moon, a few things I'm going to be looking at is my periapsis, my burn time, because if I can get that burn time lower, that means I'm using less fuel. So, and I'm also looking at time to node, 27 minutes, so got lots of time to get this right. So this one changes my angle. So prograde, retrograde basically changes the size of your orbit. This one is changing my angle of the orbit, and the up and down changes the inclination of the orbit. Now, another thing that I'm looking at here is this purple line is where I'm going to be coming in, and that's where I'm going to be coming out. The more I can get this line to bend around the moon, the less fuel I need to round out my orbit before I descend down to it. Okay, and that looks pretty good. I want to make sure that I have a periapsis. Absolutely, I can't come in under 8,000 meters because I know the highest point of the Mun is about 8,000 meters. So if I come in at 9,000 like this, there's no point on the Mun high enough for me to hit. I know that much. Okay, so that looks good. We're going to lock that maneuver in like that. And we're going to find our new maneuver mark. When I've got the time, I prefer to just work on one axis. That's why I choose to rotate the craft and just move it like this, as opposed to... But however you decide to get to your maneuver mark is up to you. And then once I have my maneuver mark, I again will just rotate, even though we're in space. Just going to keep the sky up. Okay, now, oops, somewhat. Okay, so if you can remember what I was saying about my last burn, this one is a minute and 12, so half of that is roughly about 40 seconds. So I've got 21 minutes to my node. We can speed that up a bit more. 20, 19, 18, making sure I'm not drifting too far from my maneuver. Okay. 5, 4, 3. And I haven't got the fuel in this stage to complete this maneuver, but that's fine, because I will be able to stage and continue to burn. Okay, we're pointing at the maneuver. We've got a minute 20 seconds to go. So we're feeling good. We're feeling good. We're feeling good. Let's do this. Myself moving a little bit. Okay, and then when I hit the 40-second mark, I'm going to go full bore and swap back to lower to the tracking station. Stage before I'm anywhere near there. So we're off. We're burning to the moon. You can see the two rockets I lost there. The two engines. Okay, now one thing I do before staging is kill the throttle and just give it a little bit, and then just come back to the staging. Turn that off. There we go. And stage. What's going on? Why isn't that working? Oh, isn't it? Okay, here we go. Okay, and we're off. We're burning for the moon again. Okay, going to start to slow down as we get towards the end of our burn, and you're going to see an orange line come across the screen, which will be my actual trajectory. My dotted purple line is my projected trajectory. The orange solid line you're going to see shortly is going to be my actual trajectory. The slower you're under thrust, the more control you have. So we want that to go through the moon and come out the other side, yeah? This is where it gets dangerous though, because now this spaceship is headed directly into the moon. So if I was to lose thrust or whatever in real life right now, I'm in trouble. Okay, and we're going to now be coming out the other side of the moon shortly. We want that little PE to pop up. That's the winner. That's the chicken dinner. Beautiful. So we are now we want a little bit more. Oops. That one. Delete that. Nice, so we are now coming out in front of the moon at 16 kilometers above the surface. And we've got lots and lots and lots of fuel to get our orbit round and to get everyone back home. So we're looking really good here. I'm going to point retrograde. Have to be pointing retrograde to capture its orbit. Am I heading there? Oops. 40 minutes, 35 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes, no. So I did start to bring on my engines in, but my periapsis was shrinking way too rapidly, so just going to approach it a bit more. Five. And let's start here. And I just can't let my periapsis get under 8 kilometers. It's currently at 15. Just going to stop there. Go closer to my periapsis. Probably get to about the 2-minute mark and then just do another little burn. Okay, so shortly you're going to see this blue line, which is my trajectory. You're going to see that wrap around the moon and create an orbit, so well, that's the plan. Okay, we're looking really good. We're coming in under 250, under 200, under 150, under 100, 70, 60, Okay, we're in circular orbit around the moon. Just going to bring us down a little bit and try and reduce my speed. Actually now, what we can have a look at is very cool, because if anyone can remember the last mission that I did, which was the satellite system, satellite relays, there's my 3 satellites that are in orbit around the moon at the moment, and my ship is not talking to them, which is okay, because I haven't got a... Okay, I understand. I've done something wrong on my build, but next time, I understand, I think, I will be able to remain in constant communication even when I'm on the backside of the moon. But there should be green lights, green lines coming from here to my ship, which is just not done right this time. But that's all right. Okay, so we're going to just slow burn, get our Perry down to about 10 kilometers. Probably stay a bit higher, 11. Back on the time warp. Carrying the other side. Hopefully remain in curve net for access while this happens. Okay, so what is happening now is I am in orbit around the moon. The highest point of my orbit is still 17 kilometers. The lowest point is 11.5. I'm still traveling at 558 meters a second. So I want to slow down and I get my orbit circular and lower. And it's all achieved in the same burn. Okay, so we are approaching the 2 minutes to the ferry. And just start slowly burning at about 30-second mark. And watching our apo drop down to about the 10. We're just trying and keep this sort of somewhat circular now. Ten and 9. Yep, nice, that's cool. Now I'm going to enter stability assist. Sorry, takeoff. The retrograde. Just pointing my rocket up in case I need to get height clearance. Which is proving to be easier said than done. So I'll just use one axis again. This spacecraft steers a lot easier up and down than it does left and right, so That's why I'm just moving them up and down now. So no, it doesn't balance. That's alright. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Whatever. Done. We're in orbit now. Let's just make sure that I'm just safe here. Definitely clear. Okay. I'm heading into the lower point of my orbit now. We're definitely clear the whole way around. I'm not going to hit anything if I was to walk away, or sorry, when I go down to take the lander down, the rocket in orbit is free and I don't need to worry if that's going to hit anything. Amazing. Awesome. Alright, I'm going to stop that video there and join me next time when I move Jebediah into the lander, separate the lander and take it down to the surface. Have a good one.